Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It's Thursday. It's time to drink a little whiskey, a little bourbon, smoke a cigar, a nice fine cigar, and hang out with you fine folks talking comics, what's going on in the comic book world. Sun's going down. It's getting a little cool. We had some really nice warm weather the last few days. I think we're getting another cold front. So it's weird. Sometimes this time of year we'll be in the 50s and 60s, which I know if you're up north, that's pretty warm, especially if you're, really far north. But then we'll have like 70 degrees. Crazy. It's nuts. So that's on here. We got the Super Bowl coming up, right? And not this weekend, but the following weekend. That should be really good. I think it's going to be a really good game. Obviously, I'm in Tampa, so I don't know if you aren't football fans. It's kind of a unique situation. I think this is the first time a team is hosting the Super Bowl and actually in the Super Bowl. Believe it or not, that's never happened before. It would be pretty amazing if Tampa Bay won. I'm rooting for. I live in Tampa. I like the team. I think they put together a team this year. And I know everybody's focused on Tom Brady because, he's the greatest quarterback that perhaps ever lived. He's got the greatest records. He's got the best postseason record of any other quarterback. No doubt about it. He's a great quarterback, but the defense of Tampa Bay is amazing. They have a really, really good defense. And that was on really good display against the Packers. I think in the first or second quarter, the Packers were right on the goal line, and Tampa Bay stopped them. That's crazy. They had to kick a field goal. So, yeah, although Tom Brady gets all the credit, I think the defense, he definitely could not have won without the defense. So, and he acknowledged that. He definitely praised the defense of Tampa Bay. So, Tampa Bay, let's go. Let's see if we can beat the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are favored to win statistically, but we're in Tampa Bay. It's kind of a unique situation. I honestly didn't think Tampa Bay could beat the Packers in Green Bay. That's tough to do, but again, this is the era of COVID. You didn't have a packed stadium like you normally would have, so that probably had some influence on it. Kind of feel bad for Aaron Rodgers. I don't know why the coach didn't make him. I don't know why the coach had them kick a field goal. What was that on the third quarter? Yeah, that was a big mistake. It was in the fourth quarter. They basically drove down the field. We're in scoring position, and the coach had him kick a field goal instead of going for it on fourth down. That was a huge, huge mistake. Sometimes you got to take risks in life, especially since you've only got one shot to win it, and that's my advice. Go for it. I think if you're in sports is a great display of going for it, right? Yeah, you have. Sometimes you lose, but if you don't go, you'll never know. So I think the Packers. My prediction is Aaron Rodgers is going to leave Green Bay in the offseason. I think he's gone. I don't think he likes management of Green Bay. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm right. All right. The wind's blowing a little bit. Let me know if my mic is too loud. There's a little bit of wind out here. I know the audio may not be the best. So far, my Wi-Fi is behaving itself. Screen. Let's do the cover price. Top 20 list. This gets emailed to me. I think once a week comes out, right? I just got this the other day. It's pretty new, pretty timely. First off, we got Spawn #1 from 1992. 9.8 just sold for $160. It's doing well. I think raws are still selling in that $40, $50, $60 range. Print run's huge on Spawn #1. So if you don't know, the early to mid 90s had the highest print run in the history of comic books, unless you go back to the 1930s and 40s. Believe it or not, in the 30s, comic book print runs were exceedingly high. So Spawn #1 is number 20 on the list. 7-day trend up 157%. So that book is on the move. Number 19 is Star Wars Darth Vader #9, the designed variant, the 1 in 10 variant. I had that in my cart briefly at Midtown. I was going to get it. I think it was like, I don't know, it's either $10 to $13 range. I kind of looked at it and I don't know. I decided not to buy it. It's up $26 now for a raw copy. I don't think there's anything significant going on in that book, but it might be the first design variant for Darth Vader. Maybe that's going to keep it hot for a while. Number 18 is the Vision and Scarlet Witch #12 from 1986. That's the miniseries. I think that's the last issue. It says WandaVision is providing more questions than answers, and thus has us hooked. I've watched the first 3 episodes, so I know there's another episode that just came out. Yeah, I mean, she's got the power to manipulate reality. We know that from the comic books. It's a unique show. It's definitely different. The first couple episodes, I was like, "What's going on here?" But it's interesting. It's helping these older comic books that have been probably in dollar bins for the longest time. I think number 12 is the last issue of the series. Sometimes the last issue of a miniseries tends to have a low print run. Collector interest has waned at that point. So a lot of times the last issue of a comic book series ends up being worth a lot of money. Star Wars #107 comes to mind. That book is worth quite a bit more than a lot of the other issues because of scarcity. Print run was really low. So number 18 is Vision and Scarlet Witch. Number 17 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #113. The 1 in 10 Lesniewski. I don't know how to pronounce that. Polish lad. I guess there's a first appearance of Toka and Raza, Mutant Wolf and Snapping Turtle from the Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze. This hits the nostalgia really hard. It looks like a raw copy is selling around $28 right now, so that's on the move this week. And that was available for a long time on Midtown. I mean, that was, I think after I heard that it had some first appearances, it was still on Midtown for a while. It's crazy. All right. Number 16 is Miles Morales Spider-Man #10. First appearance of Evil Miles as Ultimatum. 9.8 just sold for about $100. I think I have that book. I have to look. I may have it. I have some of those Miles Morales comic books. I don't know if I have all of them, but I think I have the second print on one of them too. I have to look. Number 15 is Ultimate Fallout #4. First Miles Morales. Now it's over $1,500 for a 9.8. One just sold for $1,525. That's unbelievable for a modern book to be selling for that price. Just a few years ago, you could buy them all day long for about $40 to $50. I remember buying my copy for $40. It's probably 2 years ago. It was it was a little bit before the Spider-Verse movie was announced. Right when they announced the movie, then it took off. It was a couple $100 book at that point. Yeah, but I remember buying a copy for $40. It's really nice condition. It's 9.6 or 9.8. I don't know, one or the other. But the guy that sold it to me, I think, had like 20 copies for $40 each. So I could have bought as many as I wanted for $40. It was very readily available at that price. Who would have known? I mean, who knows? Shit. If I had a time machine, I would have bought a bunch of those. I'd be making a small fortune right now. Because think about it. If you bought 50 copies, raw copies of Ultimate Fallout 4, probably what, 15 or 20 of them might be 9.8s graded. So let's say you had 20 of them that are 9.8. Times that by 1,500. Real quick, that's more than more than $250,000? Yeah. A lot of money. Oh, well. No, it isn't. Oh, I'm way off. My math. Wait a second. I've had something to drink, but I'm not that drunk. Jeez. Yeah, about 30,000. I was a little off there. You have $30,000 worth of value. That for 20 copies that you could have bought for $40 all day long. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Number 14 is Abbott 1973, the one per store thank you variant. I guess it's a pretty good read. I haven't read it yet. I didn't pick up a copy. I may end up picking it up eventually. The raw copy is selling for about $32 right now. So Boom Studios looks like it has another winner on its hand. Number 13 is ASM 361. First full appearance of Carnage. 9H just crossed $1,000. Or close to it. Looks like a 94, so pretty close to $1,000. Venom 2 trailer. I think that's dropping pretty soon. It says during the Super Bowl you'll see the new trailer. That will be pretty cool. I would imagine that weekend you're going to see this book go even higher in price. So if you've got a copy of that, hold on to it. Number 12 is King in Black, Gwenom versus Carnage, the N-Hook Lee 1 in 25 variant. I mean, it's a pretty cover, but that book was super hot from the beginning. Midtown was asking $100 for it. I think if you had pre-ordered a long time ago, maybe a couple months ago, you might have been able to get a shop to sell it to you for $25, maybe $30. $161 now was the last sale. So yeah, that book's on the move. It's doubled in price just in the last week. Number 11 is The Hedge Knight from 2003. I don't even know what this is. I've never heard of it. But a second Game of Thrones prequel series is in development at HBO. It will be based on the tales of Dunk and Egg, whose first comic appearance is in The Hedge Knight #1 from 2003. There's also a rare 2003 convention variant that sold for about $70 raw. That book's on the move, up 391% in the last week. So there is your 11 through 20. All right, let's get to number 10 is Star Wars Kanan the Last Padawan #1. All things Star Wars are doing well. This book at 9.8 just sold for $389. 2015, yeah, you couldn't give Star Wars books away back then. I remember that. You could buy all that you wanted back then. No one was buying Star Wars comic books. Now everyone wants one. So, you got to buy them when no one wants them. But there's always going to be interest in Star Wars. There's a rich history to Star Wars. There's a rich mythology to it. So not a bad idea to have bought a bunch of Star Wars books and just socked them away. Congratulations if you had the foresight to do that. But yeah, that book's doing well, doing very well. It's a cool cover too. Number 9 is Captain America 25 from 2014. Disney Plus Falcon and the Winter Soldier is releasing March 19th. That's in just a couple months from now. Says the rumor is being supported by a recent toy image leak showing the Falcon in Captain America inspired costume. So everybody wants a black Captain America. We've had one for a while in comic books, but they want to see it on TV. America comes back from traveling in the past, and he's an old man now, and he hands the shield to Sam Wilson, who takes up the mantle of Captain America. I'm sure they're going to include that. I wouldn't be surprised if they include that into the series. So, yeah, that book, a 9.8, just sold for $250. That's pretty good for a book that wasn't doing much for a while. New series from the writer of Ice Cream Man, W. Maxwell Prince. That book's doing well. A cover is selling for about $35. B cover is selling around the same as well. There is a Gallagher and Parson variant. I have the Gallagher variant set. So it says it's selling for about $300. Yeah, if you go on eBay right now, I think they're still asking $500-$600 for the set. So I don't know. We'll have to look and see. Either way, it's a lot of money considering I paid $35 for the set. It's crazy. Number 7 is Star Wars The High Republic #1, the Stephanie Hans variant. I have that book. The other two, I did buy the A and B cover. I am selling those. I already sold the B cover for $40, something like that. I'm going to sell the A cover as well. I don't like those covers that much. I bought them to basically resell. And I got the Stephanie Hans for cover. So a 9.8 just sold for about $140. I think the raw copies are $40 to $50 range right now. So I think I'm going to hold that one for a while. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it. I was really shitting on that book. Let's put it that way. I was really shitting on that book a couple weeks ago or about a week ago. I read it. It wasn't that bad. It was definitely a decent story. It was better than I thought it would be. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to collect the first 5 issues, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I still could be right about that. We'll see. All right. Avengers #1 from 2010. First appearance of Azari T'Challa, son of Black Panther. It's a first cameo appearance. I guess his first full appearance is issue number 6, which is doing a little bit better, actually. It's actually selling a little bit higher than issue number 1. Issue number 1's selling for around $23. I just sold a copy of Avengers #6 for about $40 plus shipping. I paid $1 something for them. I mean, I found them in dollar bins. Maybe I paid maybe $1.50 for it. So I did pretty well in that one. I still have 2 copies. I'm going to hold on to those until we see something more official about the son of Black Panther actually taking up the mantle. It could still be the sister, right? Shuri could either be Shuri or his son. But it seems like leaning towards the son based on comments by Kevin Feige. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see. I don't know that that's completely resolved yet. Number 5 is Star Wars The High Republic #1, just a regular first issue. A cover. CGC 9.8 sold for about $80. Raws are selling around 15 to 20. Don't get too excited. Number 4 is Future State Teen Titans #1, first appearance of Red X. It's kind of a cameo appearance. So make sure you pick up Teen Titans, Future State Teen Titans #2. That will probably be also a good copy to have. Selling for about $25 raw. I did pick up a a copy of that at my LCS for cover price. Wish I'd picked up more, but they only had one available for me. Number 3 is Star Wars Dr. Aphra, number 7. Just a regular cover. I don't know why this book is hot right now, this particular issue. Retailers, I guess, are under ordering the book. I mean, that just means that it's not selling that well. I think the character's okay. I've got her first appearance, which is Darth Vader, Star Wars Darth Vader number 3, I believe. I do have her first appearance, but I don't know. I mean, the Frizen variant of number 7 is fantastic. I love it. It's a great looking cover, but if you didn't pre-order that from a shop 2 months ago, forget it. I mean, even before it came out, I was trying to get a copy, and I couldn't get one. I mean, it was sold out everywhere. Everywhere online, I couldn't get it, and there was no listings on eBay. So yeah, I tried. I probably would have paid up to $50, $60 for it, which is a lot for a 1 in 25. But yeah, I'm not going to pay $175 to $200 for that book. No way. So number 2 is Slingers number 0. Unconfirmed rumors that Sony Pictures is developing a Dusk film, a Spider-Man related character. His first appearance is in Slingers number 0. It was a free preview bundled with Wizard number 88. I mean, this is so obscure. I've never even heard of this. $35 for a raw copy for a free book. Yeah, if you have that in your grubby little hands, I would sell it right now. Number 1 is the book I was just talking about, Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 7, the Frizen 1 in 25 variant. High sale of $250. If you go on eBay right now, there's some buy it now is around $190, $185, $190. So it's gone down a little bit in price. Probably won't go below $150 is my guess. That's going to be a hot book for a while. Remember, a lot of retailers are not selling that many copies of Dr. Aphra. It just doesn't sell that well. So most shops are not going to order 25 copies. So Midtown probably had a couple. My comic shop might have had a couple. Graham Crackers, there might have been, a 10, 12 stores. Golden Apple had a couple maybe. It might have been 20 stores that ordered pretty heavy on that. Most stores don't. So it's probably a pretty rare book. I don't know. It's probably less than 200 in existence. Maybe less than 100. I don't know. I don't know what to believe with Marvel, though. So who knows? All right. We're done with the cover price top 20 list. Let me see who's in the chat. We got Cardstock Variant. Good to see you, my friend. We got GT Key Comic. We got JB hanging out with us. We got Manny the Comic Collector. Manny says the 1 in 10 for Turtles 113 is one of the ugliest covers I've seen this year. I have to look at it again. I don't remember. I'll have to pull it up and see what it looks like. GTK Comics says, I wish I had bought more of those High Republic #1 Aaron Cooter exclusives. That book is going for crazy money now. I'm sure it is. Malcolm Giles, good to see you, my friend. Manny says the first appearance of Black Panther's son is in number 4. Ah, man. So Jim's Comics is the one that broke number 6. So I think he was talking about number 6. So Jim's Comics is saying number 6 is the first cameo? I don't know. It's debatable. I think in issue number 1 of Avengers #1 from 2000 and what was that, 2014? They have the team. They have the team of the Young Avengers, whatever the new Avengers, but they're all kind of blacked out. You really can't see them. I don't know. Is that a cameo? They're in shadow. I don't even know if that's a cameo. So maybe issue 4 is cameo and number 6 is first full. I know for sure number 6 is first full. He's got dialogue. He's in it. There's a couple panels with him in it, I think. So I don't know. Number 4, Manny has a good point. Number 4 might be the first cameo. Issue number 1, is that a cameo? They're in black shadow. I don't know. That's a good question. It's whatever, I guess it's whatever the market dictates, whatever the market says, right? That's usually what you want to go with. Louis the 13th, good to see you as well, my friend. Louis going golfing, it looks like. Manny's going to tag me in the post. Yeah, I think I did read that post from you on Instagram, Manny. I'll have to take a look at the. I do have number 6. I did read it, and it does look like first full is number 6. So number 4 might be first cameo appearance. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, we'll see. All right. What else are we going to talk about tonight? Quick. Let me share my screen. Hold on a second. All right. There we go. All right. I want to see that Turtles 113 cover. I think that was a couple weeks ago. Was that a couple weeks ago? I think it was 113. Oh, God. What's wrong? What's wrong with Midtown's site? It's not working. So it is available on Midtown for $15. The incentive cover. So this is the cover. Yeah, I agree. It's I looked at that and I thought that was terrible as well. That's not a very good drawing. I think I could draw better than that. I'm not real impressed with that drawing either. Manny, I think you're dead on straight about that. Yeah, I don't like that cover. So I'm going to get into, I did post a video about hold on a second. I'm telling my buddy at Scorpion Comics to come on my channel. he doesn't know. I guess he's never watched my channel before. I don't know. All right, let me go back here. Let me pull up what I sent a video out about this specifically. So this issue right here, you can see it's wish listed now. It's sold out. I posted on Instagram this morning about this. It's kind of a crazy story. So Wednesday, I did New Comic Book Day. I put 2 in my pull list, and then it disappeared. I mean, it completely disappeared. So when you pull up Encoded, this didn't show up at all. It didn't show up wish listed. It didn't show sold out. It was gone, completely gone. They didn't show the cover at all. And then this morning, all of a sudden, it showed up as a pre-order. So if you clicked on include pre-orders, this showed up that you could pre-order the book for $7.99. So I pre-ordered a copy for $7.99 for myself, paid for it, got an order number, all that. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled by Midtown. And I had my wife buy a copy as well on the pre-order. And then all of a sudden, it showed up as a book that you can put in your cart and buy, but they were limiting you on the pre-order to 1 copy per customer. And also, they took it off the pre-order. It came back on here on the site as a normal B cover for $10. Again, limit 1 per customer. So this book, I love the cover. I'm telling you, it's my favorite cover so far of 2021. I'm a cover guy. You guys know that. I love really good artwork. And this cover is absolute fire. I think this book is going to blow up. It depends on the print run. I mean, what I don't know is I don't know the print run. Hopefully Infamous will find out for us. He's really good at figuring out print runs. So I don't know. This book, it could be very, very short printed. Devil's Due Publishing, they don't, their print runs are probably pretty damn low, a couple thousand, maybe 3,000. So if this is a 1 in 10 incentive cover, there might be 200 or 300 of these in existence, maybe less. I don't really know. It's hard to say. I know that I put 2 of them in my pull list at Midtown, which they're still in there. They're still showing in my pull list, but I don't have a lot of confidence that I'm going to get those because I've had problems with Midtown in the past. What was it? That first, yeah, with Thor number 5, I had the 1 in 25 incentive cover in my pull list. The day it came out, I immediately put it in my pull list, and I did not get that book. They basically took it out of my pull list and sold it to somebody, probably for a lot of money, because I think by the time I would have gotten the book, it was already a $200 book in raw condition. So I don't know. I'm hoping that Midtown treats me well. It gives me the 2 copies that I put in my pull list. I don't know. Because at the time I did it, they did not have a limit 1 per customer. So they allowed me to put 2 in my pull list. But I know for sure I've got 3 guaranteed. I did buy one pre-order, bought one from Impulse Creations and Comics. I got one from them for $8 plus shipping. I got one pre-ordered through Midtown, another one through my wife. I had my wife go in and pre-order it. So I've got 3 guaranteed copies, possibly 5 copies of this book if Midtown gives me the 2 copies that I put in my pull list. So to tell you that I'm bullish on this book is an understatement. I think it's going to be a big book. The last time I was this bullish on a book was Something is Killing the Children, number 8, 1 in 25 variant by DeCall. And that book is super expensive now. Last sale was just under $500. Yeah, so I'm not saying this is going to be a $500 book, but I think this could easily be a $40, $50, $60 book. Absolutely, just based on the cover. I don't even know if the book's good. The story sounds interesting. It's about artificial intelligence in the future. I have no idea if the story is going to be good. The art by Jethro. Guy Jethro. Who names their kid Jethro? Somebody who loved, probably somebody who loved the Beverly Hillbillies, right? That bird isn't going to bother you. Yeah, I don't know if the book's any good or not, but I'm buying it for the cover. It's total cover buy for me. Hopefully, I get 5 copies of this book. We'll find out. Brick Boss 77 says I bought a key book from Australia. I live in Ohio. We'll see if it shows up in Mint. Yeah, Australia. That's a tough. Yeah, that's a lot of. That's a long time by airplane, right? So that's going to be airmailed. I mean, I've bought books from Europe. I don't know if I've bought a book from Australia before. I don't think I have. I've bought a book from France, Italy, certain parts of Europe. I've purchased books from. I think I purchased one from Germany. I've bought several books from Mexico, and I've had good luck with all of it. Usually if they send international shipping, they do a really good job packaging it, securing it. I've never had any problems with international purchases, but yeah, I mean, I understand there's a little trepidation there based on what could happen with shipping that far away. So that's my book of the week. That's my maybe book of the month so far. Book of the year that I really am excited to get is Encoded number 1. That B incentive cover. I just think it's fire. I think that book's going to do very, very well. Yeah. All right. Another book that you may want to take a look at. Hey, Blake, can you turn the lights on? Right. Thank you. Let me go to. I can never remember the website. Yeah, I mean, this website has great pricing sometimes. So the other book that I really like that I the best that I can find. Spawn 315. It's sold out now. Damn. Yeah, shit. I was hoping this was still available so you guys could grab one. Spawn 315, the raw pencils by Capullo. I mean, Capullo hasn't done art like this in probably a decade. I don't know. It's impressive to me. He used to do that on all the original Spawn covers. He hasn't done that in a long time. So I'm really impressed with 3 raw pencil covers. I love it. I think it's fantastic. These to me are good long-term investments. Because first of all, 314 had the first appearance of that new gunslinger team, whatever they're called. Can't remember the name of the team. Several members. They made up some new team now. And then their second appearance will be in this issue. And again, these are 1 in 50 copies. So a lot of retailers are not going to order 50 copies of Spawn 314 and 315. And if you can buy it in your ratio, I highly recommend it. So Impulse Creations, they probably only had 1 or 2 copies. I don't think they order super heavy. They do a lot of sales, mostly online. So I was able to grab one this afternoon for $50 through them. I think that's a great price. I paid a lot more for 314. So if we go on eBay right now, I type in Spawn, a 314, 1 in 50. There's a buy it now for 109. There's a buy it now for 139. They weren't below 140, so 109 is actually not a bad deal. There's a buy it now for 100 plus shipping, 125. Yeah, the price is coming down a little bit. They were selling consistently or offered consistently at about 140, 150. Looks like there's several now around that $100 price range. I paid about $80 for mine. So I didn't get it near that 1 in 50 ratio. I wish I had. I didn't find out about it until too late. But so I paid like $80, $85 with shipping. But I love that 314 cover. I mean, that's my favorite. I love it. I don't know. What do you guys think? I just think that's a nice cover. If we put in 315 right now, I don't know if there'll be any on. Sometimes you'll find somebody selling on eBay for a decent price. There's somebody asking 85, another one asking 94, 89, 109, $100. Yeah, 150. Yeah, nothing near $50. So I feel good about a $50 price tag. Looks like it's probably about an $85 to $90 book. Yeah, that's the cheapest one right there. $85.25 plus $285 shipping. I don't know. I just think long term, there's a lot of Spawn fans and a lot of Spawn collectors like the harder to find rare books. And I think these raw pencils are rare enough that I think people are going to want that book down the road. So I don't know. That was another idea I had that might be worth taking a look at. Who else we got in the chat? Lewis 504 says Tim Drake on season 3 of Teen Titans confirmed. There you go. That'll make his first appearance go up in value. There's Infamous. So Infamous's job in the next couple weeks is to find out the print run of Encoded #1 B cover, or at least the A cover, and then we can kind of calculate what the B cover will be. So his job is to find that out for us. So there you go, Infamous. You have an assignment. Expect you to take it seriously. We got Raffy in the house. Good to see you, Raffy. Mike, Mad Mike's Comics. Good to see you as well. We got Bub Collects in the house. All right, we got a good group here. A lot of regulars. Oh. We were talking about Ultimate Fallout 4. So I just picked up a couple copies of La Mole. I know Manny's excited now because I know Manny picked up a couple copies. Yeah, so real quick, let me show these off. I got these in the mail. These are nice foil Ultimate Fallout 4s in Spanish, so I can't read them. I can speak a little Spanish, but I can't really read it. So these are Ultimate Fallout 4 La Mole. Where is it? In the corner there. There's the. Man, there's so much glare on this. Yeah, La Mole. So these are from Mexico. There's only the print run on this was only 1,000 copies. So you basically have to find somebody who lives in Mexico, or you need to, you can buy one on eBay and pay shipping. So I bought these for $40 a piece shipping. So I don't know, maybe I think shipping was like $10. I don't know. I probably paid $80 to $90 for these two. But if you look on eBay right now, they are obviously selling a little bit higher than that on eBay. You've got an auction with 3 days left, already at 102. You got a 140, buy it now. A 150, buy it now. 140, 170. Yeah, there was some last week. There were a lot of people asking 200 or more. So I think long term these will do well. Somebody doesn't want to spend $1,500 for the original. I'll buy the Mexican version for $150, 200, maybe 300 eventually. Or you can buy the Djurjevic variant for $3,600. I remember looking at that book when it was around $1,000. I actually thought about buying it for $1,000. It was a nice copy on eBay. This was probably more than a year ago. I mean, the book had already started to go up. Spider-Verse was out, and I do remember this book around $1,000. I looked at a copy. I mean, I like the cover; it's an awesome cover. But I thought, man, $1,000 for a modern book, that's crazy. It wasn't even graded, but I could tell it wasn't really high graded. Probably would have graded at a 9.8. So what does a 9.8 of that book sell for now? I'm sure it's currently gotta be. Yeah, here's the Italian version, a 9.8 for $1,000. Oh, there you go. The 1 in 25. Somebody's asking $20,000. Hey, free shipping. Free shipping. 20 grand. Holy crap. Yeah, that was a big mistake not buying that for $1,000, I would say. Especially if it ended up grading a 9.8. Can you imagine? Oh well. I'm sure thousands and thousands of dollars have slipped through my fingers over the years by not pulling the trigger. Oh man. So I got my La Mole Ultimate Fallout 4s. I got another book that's really nice from Midtown. King Size Conan. I love this cover by Bartel. I think this was around $40. It sells around $65 right now. It's gone up a little bit in price, $50 to $60, probably around that range. I just love it. I mean, I love the coloring on it. Bartel once in a while just kills a cover, and she definitely did a great job on this one. This is one of my favorite covers by her. So I love that cover. I had to buy that one. I got this from Scorpion Comics, so a little shout out to Scorpion Comics. I may have shown this already. This is the Spider-Man facsimile negative variant. COA out of 800s, number 177. $50 book. They sell about $100, $85 to $100 now, so it's definitely gone up in price. I'm I'll also show real quick. I have a stack. I'm not selling any of these either, by the way. So these, I'm holding on to all of them. I have a stack. These are front and back of Magic the Gathering, the Shadow Mage. I think I have around 25 copies right now. I think I've got 5. I think I'm going to end up with about 30 copies. 30 copies of this. So when the Netflix trailer drops, I think the Netflix show of this is going to be massive. It's even though it's animated, I think it's going to be really, really good. And I think this book is going to blow up. Remember, most of these were bought under $10 with shipping. So yeah, I mean, I loaded up. We'll see what happens. If I'm wrong, I probably could resell them and get my money back out of them pretty easily if I'm wrong. Most of them are polybagged with that little magic card. I don't know. There's a lot of Magic they call it MTG fans. There's a lot of MTG fans out there. So when that Netflix trailer drops, which is supposed to be later this year, remember in April, Boom Studios is going to have a new comic book for Magic the Gathering. That comes out in April. Boom Studios does a nice job. That could be a hot book. And then later this year, Netflix is premiering the animated TV series, and it will be a TV series. And the Russo brothers are producing it. The Russo brothers are apparently huge, huge Magic the Gathering fans. They play the game. They've been involved with it for years. So depending on the production quality, it's not live action, it's animation. So some people say, oh, it's not going to be as good. Don't go crazy. But I paid under $10 for each of those books. So, to me, it's not big risk. I think I could get my money back out of them pretty easily at some point. But I'm holding all of them until I see the Netflix trailer. So when the Netflix trailer drops, hopefully that book explodes in value and it's selling, people want $40, $50 for it. And I'll start selling my copies. And I'll make a bunch of money with the sole purpose of taking that money and using it for a big book, some big boy book that I've always wanted. That's what I'm going to use the money for. So we'll see. It's a nice little scheme I have planned. I don't know if it's going to work out or not, but that's part of speculating. It may work out, it may not. I have a good feeling at the worst case scenario, I should be able to get my money back out of those at some point. Who knows though, right? It's all a risk. It's risk. All right. Infamous says, if the animation is as good as Castlevania on Netflix, it'll be good to go. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine Russo brothers, remember the Russo brothers produced all the Avengers movies. So they are not typically going to go for shitty quality. I would imagine they're going to have the best animators. They're going to have some good storytelling. I think it'll be good. And it could be like Game of Thrones good, where everyone gets into it. There's a lot of Magic the Gathering fans out there. I'm not a Magic the Gathering fan. I've never played the game. I'm not into it at all. But I'm into making money. And I think that is an easy proposition. This book came out in 1994. It's a combination of Armada. I think the Armada is the publisher, and I think they joined forces with another comic book publisher. I can't remember who it was. Acclaim, yeah, Acclaim and Armada. I don't know what the original print run on this was. Infamous was supposed to find this out for me, but hopefully it's not massively huge. I'm going to say it was 4,000 or 5,000, maybe 10,000 print run. I don't think it's more than that. I never even heard of Armada comic books, so I can't imagine the print run is that. Even though it was 1994, which 1994, they were printing a lot of comic books back then. So I don't know. We'll see. There's still a lot of them for sale on eBay. I mean, you can still go on eBay right now and pick one up for $5, $6 plus shipping. So maybe it's going to cost you $10 to $12, $15 shipped. I think but I bought all the cheap ones, the ones that were like $1, $2. I'm the one that bought all those. So if you're looking for it to be really, really cheap, you probably won't find it just because I bought them all up. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's reasonable speculation. Hopefully, I'm correct on that one. I did another video today. You may want to go back and watch it. I posted it in the afternoon. I shot it this morning, going over all the Something is Killing the Children. I've got a pretty good collection of Something is Killing the Children. Obviously, that's a big one. The Frizen #1 Virgin variant. That's a pretty important one. The regular first print A cover, that's a pretty big book now. I think I've got like a third print. #2 is a hot book. B cover, not as much. I think this is like the 4th or 5th print of #1. I think that one sells for pretty good money. This one, it also sells for a lot of money. I think like $150 book now. This is the 2nd print of #2. I grabbed that off of Midtown for cover price. Who knew that thing was going to blow up? But I've got pretty much every issue. And then the big boy book, what I call the big boy book, is the Jeff DeCall #8, 1 in 25. This is a ghost book. There's none for sale on eBay right now. The last sale was somewhere under $475 for this in raw condition. My copy is definitely a 9.8 because I had 2 copies of this book. The other copy was also in pretty good shape, probably a 9.4, 9.6. I sold that for $200 about a week after this book came out. So I sold it, made a bunch of money, easily paid for this. This was only, I bought them both for $66. And I sold one for $200. So, I did pretty well. I kept one in my collection. In 20, and it just continues to be a hot book. I don't know. There's some people predicting that in a 9.8s will hit $1,500 on this eventually. Who the hell knows? I don't know. I just know that I have a nice copy in my collection, and I'm very happy. Very happy that I went pretty heavy on Something is Killing the Children. That series has done well. I could see that being developed into something. We'll see what happens. By the way, I'm drinking a Manhattan. I've got the cherry in there, added a little flavor to the Manhattan drink. I think it's called Jefferson's Manhattan. Yeah, Brick Boss says Armada Magic the Gathering #1. There you go. Armada, Acclaim, whatever. I think there was a joint partnership on that. So hold your copies until the Netflix trailer drops. That's my recommendation. I know I posted on Instagram. I told a lot of you to buy it. My feeling is that when the Netflix trailer drops, that book's going to explode. And there's a lot of people that know about it. Jim's Comics knows about it. Don't be surprised if you see him pumping it at some point. If he ever comes back on Instagram or his YouTube channel, there's no doubt about it. He's going to talk about that book. That's the only reason that book hasn't blown up right now, is because if Jim's Comics did a video talking about that book, it would be a $50, $60 book right now. No doubt about it. I'm glad that he's actually not, because it allows some time for my followers and subscribers to accumulate copies. And then I think when that trailer drops from Netflix, all it needs to happen is they highlight that book on a hot 10 list with CBSI, and that book will blow up. That'll be an expensive book. How expensive? I don't know. I'm thinking $40, $50 at a minimum. So you do the math. I bought 30 copies, so we'll see what happens. GTK Comics says the 2 series that have been optioned that will definitely hit the screen: Department of Truth and Something is Killing the Children. I agree with that. Absolutely. I think both of those should do well. Yeah, that's right. My video for Something is Killing the Children was called Something is Killing My Wallet. If I had to go back and buy those issues right now, I couldn't do it. I couldn't afford it. It'd be crazy. I mean, issue 7 and 8, 9, 10, they go for $30, $40, $50 each. It's crazy. I can't think of an independent book where the back issues in the secondary market have done that well. Even Saga was a hot book for a while, but There's no plans of that ever being developed. I don't think it ever will be developed into a TV show or a cartoon or anything. Brian K. Vaughan doesn't really have an interest in doing that. And still, issue number 1 is still a decently expensive book, but the rest of the issues you can buy pretty cheaply. So I can't think of another independent book that's as hot as Something Is Killing the Children. No doubt about it. I can't think of any. Manny says, damn, I'm glad I picked up Something Is Killing the Children. Late printings. Yeah, the late printings, man, they're worth money. I mean, I picked up a couple of them, but I don't have what the big one is. Number 2, second printing. I think that's a big book now. I think that's like a $500-600 book easy. So I did well on them, but obviously I didn't do as well as other people have. I'm sure Manny's got some of the big ones in there. Yeah, Ice Cream Man's doing well. That's right. Ice Cream Man's doing very well. I did well on that. I've got most of the issues, most of the A covers, some of the B covers. I've got a couple of the second prints. I think I have the second print of number 1. Yeah, I've done really well with Ice Cream Man. I got the B cover for number 1. That's a big boy. That's a big book now. I've been telling people on my channel for a long time to pick that book up. I've been pushing that for a while. If you watch my video, you know that. That's kind of what I had for you guys. I've been on here almost exactly an hour. It's time for me to eat some dinner. I appreciate everybody that hung out with me. I'm going to be doing another video tomorrow. Probably just the video. I think I'm going to do a live stream. It's going to be on the comicbookinvest.com Hot 10 list. Ben Stein comes out with that every week. He's a cool guy. I've been messaging with him a little bit on Instagram. Really nice guy. I think he does a pretty good job on that list. So I will post a video in the afternoon tomorrow, probably around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll post that. So you guys will be able to review that. And then I won't be on this weekend because my son has a soccer tournament in Jacksonville. So I'll be traveling and doing all that family stuff. But I'll be back on the channel probably Monday or Tuesday. So stay tuned, everybody. Follow me on Instagram if you're not already. I'm up to 1,110 followers on Instagram, which is pretty cool. I'm doing way better on Instagram than I am my YouTube channel. I think YouTube suppresses my videos. I sometimes comment on politics a little too much, probably. That's probably the reason. I can't help myself, I know, to my own detriment. But I appreciate everybody that's been hanging out with me in the chat. GTK Comic, Agent J.R. Ewing, Manny, Brick Boss, Infamous, Bub Collects, Mad Mike, Raffy, Luis Ramirez, Malcolm. Yeah, you guys, JB, you guys are all awesome. Cardstock. Appreciate everyone that's been out with me. And I'll see you guys. It's probably Instagram. So make sure you're following me on Instagram. And we'll see you guys next Monday. Thanks, everybody.